Did you record the long arm class?
No, was I supposed to?
Yeah, I mean, you told Sue you would.
Oh, you should have reminded me. Maybe you should show up to work on time so you could remind me.
I just saw it this morning.
Oh, I forgot. Okay. Oh, well. Did you go live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that whole little introduction. Okay, so welcome to Fabric Chicks, live on, I think it's September 29th. I don't really know. Okay. But I'm Beth. We're in Gardnerville, Nevada, which is by South Lake Tahoe, Carson City, Reno area. So northern Nevada. We do have a brick and mortar shop. And on Mondays, we try to demo something or teach you something or just refresh your memory. So today we've got a couple of demos that I want to do. So if you're new to watching, you probably don't know that people are always asking about the quilter's knot. So I'm teaching a class tonight on the cornucopia and vegetables. It's actually a 3-part class, but for the students, they're gonna want to stitch all of their fruits and vegetables. So I'm going to show you real quick the knot that I use for everything. So even if you're not doing this, if you're quilting or anything, this is what we call a quilter's knot. And you're literally going to take it 2 or 3 times, however many times you want. So I'm going to start here. I've got my needle and I've got my thread, and I'm going to put my thread under my needle. I'm going to wrap it a couple of times, and then I hold it right here between my 2 fingers, and when I'm finished, I have a perfect little knot. Okay, so that's the quilter's knot. I'm going to show it to you one more time. Hopefully you're in my class tonight because Devin won't be here to record this, and I know it confuses you guys. So I'm going to stand with my back to you so that it's more like you're doing it, right? So I lay my thread under my needle. I wrap it a few times, and then I squeeze it between these 2 fingers. I pull it, and I have a perfect knot every time. Okay, so that for some reason has been called a quilter's knot. The other thing I want to show you guys, if you're in the class tonight, even if you're not in the class tonight, this is good for you to learn. So if you want to do, it says to do a slip stitch here to close up the this apple, I believe. I don't really like a slip stitch because you'll see it. So instead, I'm going to do more of like what we call a ladder stitch. So I'm going to go, and I've got thread that is not blending so that you can really see my thread. So I'm going to come across. So I buried my knot inside my seam. Okay. Then I come straight across, and I'm going to pick up my movement here. So this is why they call it a ladder. So I'm going to go straight across, and then I'm going to pull it. I'm going to not pull it too tight, just so you can kind of see my threads and how it's going. And then I'm going to move here so you can see the threads. And I would, if I wasn't doing this as a live demo, I would do them a lot close. They would be a lot more consistent. But I'm kind of standing here trying to get it so that my head and my chest aren't in your way for the demo. Um, so you can see here that we go across and across. So basically you've got a line. Then when you pull it tight, you see how you don't see the threads? So when you pull it tight, your threads just disappear. So that is what's called a ladder stitch. I prefer that to the slip stitch, okay? So that is something that you will at some point need in your life. The other thing that I'm going to do real quick is do a free motion leaf. So this is a what I call a double-sided leaf. So I took one side of my green fabric, another side of my green fabric, and I fused seam inside of it. Then I drew my leaf. The reason that I'm drawing my leaf and I'm not cutting the leaf shape out is because it's harder to stitch around the outside edges if it's cut. Your machine will kind of suck it down. So that just gives you a little bit more leverage. I would typically use a friction pin, but I wanted you guys to be able to see the line. So I would use a friction pin so that I could iron it away and you wouldn't see it, but you can't really see it there. So I'm going to show you because somebody said that they didn't have a free motion foot, so they were worried they wouldn't be able to do the stitching. First of all, go get yourself a free motion foot, okay? Because it will come in handy. So another thing that I always do so that I don't get nesting on the bottom is, let me see, what am I doing here? So I will do needle down, needle up, and then I will pull my thread to the top here, just like this. So my bobbin thread is up and my top thread. So both threads are at the top. That way you will not get nesting at the bottom. And then I'm just going to stitch kind of on the inside of that line, just in case I don't cover it all with my threads. And you can see how it's just kind of moving. And then I'm going to pivot here. If you have a knee lift, your knee lift would come in really handy right there. And then I'm going to come down here. And just because I'm using a 30 weight rayon, which is not real thick thread, I would prefer to do this with a 12 weight. Then you would really see the thread. So I'm using a 30 weight. So I'm just going to go hit this a second time. And then I will show you the difference between doing like the traditional satin stitch and doing a little bit more artsy free motion. Although this is not really free motion because I don't have my free motion foot on, but just to show you, you can do it with a regular foot. And so then I'm just going to come in here and just come out a couple of times. So you just kind of have to tell your machine what you want it to be doing. Free motion is always better. I do not drop my feed dogs when I do free motion. I know some people think that is the rule. You have to drop your feed dogs to do free motion. But you know me, there is no rules. So now I'm just going to kind of take this off to this side since I already did the other side. And my machine would be much happier if I had my free motion foot on, but sometimes you can't find the tools you need. It's going to take you longer. So you can just use your straight stitch foot. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this out. Okay, can you hear me now? It's a hot mess. I don't know who put us in charge of videoing. Okay, let me know if you can hear us now. Hello, hello. Can you hear us now? Okay, thank you, Sherry. Okay, so welcome everybody. So we just had to kind of do that demo upstairs because I was already set up for that upstairs. But so this is what I just sewed. Somebody called on my cell phone, which makes it like the videoing stops so we can answer the phone. And then you can't get it to turn back on. So hopefully Devin will come back down and we can return back to him videoing. But this is so Carolyn, if I had used the matching threads with that, it totally, you wouldn't even have seen it at all. So yes, the more you can match your threads, the better. Also, I am not opposed to if I can't find the right color thread, because sometimes I like to use a 12 weight thread or a hand quilting thread when I'm pulling things tight. So when I'm working on something like this and I'm hand stitching the corn onto the cob, the husks or whatever you call it, I want it to be a thicker thread so that it doesn't break. So I'm not opposed to taking my Sharpie or Fabric Mate pen and coloring in the threads to make a match, because I have a lot more threads, pens than I do threads. So anyway, so this is going to be, hang on a second. I'm trying to see. Okay, so this is the leaf that I just sewed. And so once I cut it out, it's going to look like this. And the Steam has, I actually used Wonder Runner because it was the little piece that I had, but it actually has a little bit of body. So you can kind of squish it and make your leaves have a little bit more character. So this is just kind of the difference of the patterns from like 60 years ago. It wasn't 60 years ago. I think when Becky originally made this cornucopia pattern, she was just going into college. So maybe 40 years ago. This pattern is about 40 years old. So these were the techniques back then. So you can see that there's no thread painting, and the leaves are kind of a little bit floppy. So I just stitched a little bit on my sample, and then you can see that it is not so floppy. So you can kind of twist it up and make it do what you want if you want it to have a little bit more of a rustic-y look. So this was the apple from the directions from 40 years ago, and it's zigzagged, which is perfectly perfect. I just love it a little bit more of an organic look. So I did the so this was before we knew about thread painting, and then this is with thread painting. So you can do it whichever way you want. Just kind of a little just a little variation. I like to give you guys choices when you're doing classes. And then the other demo we have for today is, I'm going to switch over to Devin. Hopefully he's ready for this one. Hang on. Okay, I think we got that under control. Okay, so Devin is filming for us. So I have this panel. Quite a few of you bought this panel. This is the one that's kind of Frida oriented. So this is one that I colored in, and then I did the hand embroidery. So I've colored two more of them. So I just used my colored pencils. I've got these two. And then what I need to do, so I didn't do the demo on the coloring because you kind of know that. The only secret that I think is good with the coloring pencils is that you don't use the tip of the coloring pencil. You kind of use the side of the coloring pencil so that you can fill it in kind of more like a crayon. The thing that you do need to do once you color it in is you need to do the colorless extender. And I'm just going to show you real quick. You don't need to do the entire, oops, I just got extender on my arm. So you just want to take your brush, and you're going to literally just kind of color in the, shoot. So you're just going to kind of color in like this. You don't need a bunch of it. but that does kind of help it to like mix together better. I'm gonna have to clean up my whole table. It's been kind of a day. Well, I had a long arm class this morning, and then we moved right into doing some stuff for Quilt Show Reno and trying to get ready for the vegetable class. And so you're just going to kind of paint this in. This is what sets it. And then it won't fade also. Well, it's not supposed to. I don't know if it will or not. But I like to do this before I do my embroidery so that I'm not going over my yarns. But so you get the idea. Once you get it colored in and shaded how you want it, you're just going to paint it with this extender. And that sets it. Then you're going to do your embroidery. And then so for these projects, I like to have some handwork always ready in case I'm going to go camping, or, you know, if somebody has to go to the doctor's, I can't just sit in the doctor's office waiting. So I have to have some handwork. I can't, you know, what do they say? There's some kind of saying, hands not working is like the devil's work or something. I don't know. So you're just going to color these in, and then you're going to do your embroidery. So if you need help with embroidery or you need a demo on embroidery, sometimes you get too much on your brush. So just go to a bigger spot so you're not painting all over. So just a little bit, you don't need a whole bunch. And then just little dots here for these little, I don't know what these are. Little leaves or something. Okay, so you get the idea for that. And then I got a hot mess here, so I'm going to have to, hopefully Devin's going to have to clean this up. Devin, you can finish painting this when I start the next class. So this is this, and then just to show you kind of what I have picked out to give you ideas. Let me just close this up. So so I have these threads picked out for these two blocks. So I've got some variegated threads. I've got some green wool. I've got that for the dress. So those were just ones I could get real quick, which would get me started on my project. So I keep all of this all bunched up into a big wad in my purse so that I always have something to do. So that is your little lesson for today. This we're going to have to let dry, and this we're going to have to clean up. So if you need extender, S85 is $6. S65 is $6. Yes, idle hands are the devil's playground. Can you thread paint over that? For sure. Ann Lindemeyer, you could thread paint over anything. Yes. You just want the extender to, I guess, so that you don't wash off the, I don't really know why. I just because I was told to, okay? But the extender kind of sets it. So that is that. If you need any of the shape flex, so I have shape flex behind everything. It's interfacing, and I have ironed it. I fused it onto the back of each of these so that it stabilizes it a little bit for your embroidery. So if you need shape flex, S76 is $13.99. S76 is $13.99. S75 is $6.95. So 1 yard by 20 inches is S75. 2 yards by 20 inches is S76. And if you need the panel, if you didn't get the panel already and you would like it, S77 is the panel. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this panel, but it does have, if you're into Frida, it has, here you've got, can you see it?
Barely.
Okay. You can't really see it too well, but maybe I'll get Devin to take some photos of it and post it. It's just a fun one, but it would be great to practice your thread painting on with your machine. I mean, honestly, I think that anything you can practice on as a panel is great because you haven't really invested your time making the appliques, and then you're practicing your thread painting, and you do need to practice. So panels are a good way to be able to practice. Okay, so if you need that panel, let us know. We are going to, I think Devin's I literally spilled that extender like all over the table. So I don't know. Oh, I thought Devin was going to get something to clean it up.
Oh.
No, it's okay. You can, I'm going to bring stuff over here, okay, so that you can clean it up later. But paint with it. Don't waste it, okay?
You paint with it.
I know, but I got to go right into our vegetable class.
Oh,
So I've been like trying to clean up, and I know that's kind of an oxymoron around here, but I've been trying to clean up, and I have all of these panels left. So if you want these panels, I only have one of them. I do have the big panel though, if you want the big panel with all of them, but S78 is $4. If you want there's one of these. So if you just want a few irons to do something fun with, S78 is $4. S79 is $4. S79 is $4. And hang on, these couple S80 is $2. This one would be a cute little pot holder. S80 is $2. And S82 is $2. S82 is $2. These are cute little vintage irons. S82 was the one I just showed, and then S81 is kind of a line drawing. S81. So that gives you the ability to buy just one or two, so you don't have a bunch of them left over. And then I use part of this panel. So this panel is S83 for $5. S83 for $5. And it has both of those panels on it. S83 is $5 for both of those panels. We do have the whole panel. Hang on a second. I'm just going to show you real quick. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy, but this is what I did with it. So you don't necessarily have to do a sewing project. I literally painted a painter's canvas. So you can see here, it's just one of those painter's canvases. I painted the front side, and then I glued all of these little vintage trims and things that I am collecting, because you can't throw anything away. I glued some hot pads onto it and just created kind of like a little memory board. I mean, here's a vintage owl that I didn't really know what to do with, so I just put it on the bow of the tape measure. There's an old oil can I glued onto the top, and a little owl I glued onto the top. So just fun stuff. A quick project, like literally this is like a less than an hour project. Hot glued some buttons and things. So those things that you collect and you don't really know what to do with, this is a great little way to display it. So of course, we do have the full panel up there. If you want the full panel, you can just say full panel. Or here, this is the ladies that are ironing. We still have some of those panels. Or this is the panel. It's sideways because it's pinned to the wall. But that is the big iron panel. So there's 16 irons on it, I believe. So that is that. Okay, let's see what is 77, the Frida panel. Yes. So 77 is this panel, and I believe it's got It has one Frida. So you have a Frida right here, and then the roses, and then you've got a heart. You've got the hand that's kind of famous with her. You have a skull. You have the Virgin Mary. You have another flower bouquet. You've got a shirt, kind of an embroidered shirt that she's famous for. Here, you've got an embroidered shirt. I kind of think what I'm going to do with this once I'm done with the embroidery. Hang on, I'm going to get behind you, Devin. I think I'm going to I think I'm going to put them all around. I think I'm going to make this Frida quilt and put them all around this. I think. I'm not sure because there was some of them that I thought would be pretty cool on the back of a jean jacket with some of the smaller ones on the front or maybe even the sleeve. So I'm not sure. I haven't decided if I'm going to turn it into something wearable or another quilt. And then just real quick, I'll show you the Frida quilt that I did already. Most of you have seen it, but if you're new to watching, sorry, it's kind of a crazy day here. But if you're new to watching, I did this Frida panel and then I just collaged it and I wrote a lot of things onto my computer and then printed it onto fabric so that I could applique it on. So sorry, there's no light in this hallway, but it's just a small little wall hanging. And then I put, the sequin fringe trim at the bottom. You really kind of have to just come to the shop so you can experience all of this firsthand. So just all kinds of fun embellishing. This here was like one of those ugly artificial leaves, and I took the plastic spine out and then I glitter painted it. So just kind of, you can literally sew anything onto anything. Okay, let me see what the comments are. Sorry, I'm making you guys dizzy. And let's see. Okay, so the other thing I want to say is how proud and excited I am to be a part of your guys' lives and how much you guys work to make the world a better place. And I know not all of you participated in the So Powerful purse making. And I know sometimes we are overwhelmed in everything we're already doing. And so like often when people hit me up for money, I think I'm already donating so much money. I already have the things I want to donate to. So if you did not join the So Powerful Purse campaign that we're doing, don't fret at all, because I know you're doing a million other things. I know you're doing good out there in the world. But I do want to just show you, I believe 30, 40, maybe 40 tote bags have already gone to So Powerful. 22, and then I got an email that more went. So I have to figure out all the math because I know we're like in the last 30 hours of this campaign. But so here are a bunch more tote bags. Look at how cute these are. I think Evelyn made 12 more. So we have a bunch of, like this whole bag. She did some embroidery flaps. All of these fun little embellished bags. The first one they say was a little bit complicated, but then it was easy peasy. Took about an hour to make each bag. And then Sharon came in last week. Nope, these ones were, I don't know. I hate to say that, but I'm trying to think who dropped these off. Oh, look at some of you guys put notes in them to the girls. So I think that's super sweet. So we've got these, we've got all of these. I mean, literally, I don't even know, I haven't counted them yet, but I think there's got to be at least 50 bags here, not counting Victor's 101. And Suzette says she's bringing in her last bunch tomorrow. So super excited. Like just seeing you girls all and gentlemen all pull together for this was super exciting. So that is that. Okay, let's see. How much more time do we have? What's your clock say?
30 minutes. Oh, I don't know.
You were just on it texting.
30 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to put this out of the way. Hopefully we don't touch it. We do have a few auctions today. Oh, I know what else I need to say. So, some of you have signed up for Virginia's applique class and lecture, the applique demo and lecture, which is in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure because Devin stole my calendar, but we have the hot pad is this Monday. So what we've decided to do is because Virginia has to go to Kansas. So and then it's kind of fall, and so what we're trying to do is we're going to combine both the applique and the pumpkin, the pot holders into one big fall extravaganza. So basically what we're going to do is probably going to be 2 hours, I'm assuming. If you can't make it, we will video it. It's this coming Monday from 9 till whenever. If you're not on live, you can you'll get the video. So you can always ask Virginia questions if you have any questions. She's going to be demoing and reminding you how to do our quick, easy pumpkins that literally take 5 minutes. She's going to be doing the pumpkins, the stuffed pumpkins. She's going to also be adding some more projects to the fall extravaganza demo. So basically, she's going to show you and have tips and tricks on table runners and placemats and hot pads and everything. So, Carolyn will be at the quilt retreat. Carolyn, let me check. Let me check and see if we can't do it maybe the next Monday. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Yes. Sherry, so what Virginia is thinking is that we're going to combine the hot pads. So we had, let me get it. So we had the 2 applique classes were 1 week, October 6th. So we were doing 2 applique classes, and then the other one this Monday was the hot pads and all the different fall festive things. So Virginia is going to be on. I know we're kind of spontaneous about this, which I hate to do, but okay, so let me look. I'm looking. I will check. I'll check Carolyn and see if maybe she can't do it the 20th instead of the 6th. That will give people more time to sign up or to plan it in their calendar. I will be. Stephanie, how come you're going to Quilt Market? When are you going to Quilt Market, Stephanie? On the 6th or the 20th? Okay, let me know. And then, so the plan is we're trying to put all of the fall projects into one fall extravaganza demo. So Virginia will be on the live on Wednesday to give you a sneak peek at all the projects she's going to be demoing. Okay, so I will figure out the dates. I'll figure out the dates. I'll talk to Virginia and we'll see. We might, she's definitely going to have some bonus things, and table runners that you could turn into bigger quilts if you wanted. She was also talking about maybe doing, maybe, I'm not for sure, but maybe doing like a plastic pumpkin head with twigs for arms and legs. Kind of more of a crafty project. I'm not sure. But that was what we were talking about today. So just finding a bunch of fun, inspirational projects to inspire you to decorate for the, okay, and I love it. Anne said in big letters, I can do the 20th. Okay. So it looks like maybe you're not going to Quilt Market, you're going to Quilt Festival. But I wish I was going, but I didn't go because it's supposed to be Jody's wedding anniversary reunion for the family. But apparently me and Devin are the only faithfuls. Everybody else has flaked. So we're not going to Quilt Market, but we should be. We might have to look at that. Okay, so that's that. Make sure you're signed up for Virginia's Fall Festival festivities. She's going to be on Wednesday to tell us all about it. It's kind of a last minute thing, but that is that. And then I do have a few auctions. I do have a few auctions. So in this craziness. Oh, here, if anybody wants this complete decoupage book from like 1902, it does have some good ideas. If you like to do decoupaging, this is one. It's a good reference book. It's so old it doesn't even have a the date it was printed. No, not on the front cover or the back cover. So anyways, if you want the decoupage book, just put in that you want the decoupage book. It's free to the first person. I have this what?
Should we end early and clean the table?
For what?
5:30.
No, nobody's coming. They're all doing it via Zoom, I
Okay.
believe. Okay. Which we haven't done. So for those of you in our vegetable class for this afternoon, I haven't forgotten. I will get you the Zoom link as soon as we're done here. Okay, so if you want this ruler, it's kind of a flimsy ruler, but I just was cleaning up and I have this extra ruler. If you want it, just let me know. We'll get it to you. Devin loves when I have to ship big things like that. And we do have a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch ruler. And it's from, it says, I love Wild Wednesday. I get wild on Wednesdays from back when Raylene and I were doing that. So I am just going to pick a name out of the people who share for this. And I have Candy Sparks Brown. Candy, are you on? Candy, are you on? Let me know if you're on, Candy. You won the ruler, and then it costs money to mail. Everything costs money to mail, Jenny. Devin's not so worried about how much it costs to mail it. He's more worried about finding a box so it doesn't break. Okay, let me just throw these into your guys' boxes so they're out of my way. Sherry says she has a lot of those rulers. Okay, I don't see Candy. Do you guys? Okay, I'm going to pick another name out of the people who have shared our lives. And I have Laura Villardo. Are you on, Laura Villardo? Oh, Victor says his mail service is on strike. Yuck. Hey, Miss Mary. So Miss Mary, I will call you this afternoon. Mary, it's so exciting to see Mary Beatty on live. Mary will call you to let you know how you can donate to the purse event. So if you guys aren't familiar with the purse event, it costs $10 a year to get the girls the supplies they need for reusable pads. In Zambia where they live, if they don't have the reusable pads, they just have to stay home from school for the week that they're on their periods, which is kind of crazy to me. I can't even really wrap my head around how in 2025 all girls aren't provided with some kind of something so that they can keep going to school. Anyways, Laura, I don't see Laura. Okay, I'm gonna pick another name out of here. This is one of the good rulers from back when Raylene and I were doing I get wild on what we were doing wild with every Wednesday. We were interviewing vendors and things through COVID. Peggy Cato, are you here? Please register and enter your purses. I know, Victor, I'm going to have to do that today for all the ones that were dropped off here because I don't think a lot of the ladies are registering them themselves. Okay, Peggy, I don't see Peggy. Oh my God, Victor says last time he checked, Quilt Show Reno was second place. OMG. I don't even know what was the Oh, Peggy's here. Peggy, you're so lucky. I was just getting ready to call the next name. Okay, I'm going to put this in your basket so I don't lose it because it's kind of small. Okay. Here. I'm trying. I can't find can you find the end of the tape? I can't find the end of the tape, so I'm just trying to put it in. Look, I'm really creative. Oh, Devin found the end of the tape. I'm really creative. I got your name in there, in the little hole. Okay, so that is that. So we do have a few auctions. I know we should do like a whole day of auctions. So top place was 250, and so the top place was 214, and Reno was at 185. Well, Victor, if they have entered everything as they went, and that's all they have, then we might surpass them because I have at least 30 here because Sharon Weber did at least 30. So we could just go right past them, which would be so unexpected but so amazing. Next year we're really going to have to put some like somebody else is going to have to be in charge, not me, because I can't really keep track of anything. Okay, so we do have some auctions. This is S84 is 25 cents. It is a very well worn hand towel or something, very stained. But in case you want to rescue, I'm very much into rescuing handwork. So here you've got a banana and an apple, cute little dancing people. You might want to just buy it so you have the cute little pattern. S84 is 25 cents. The auction is starting at 25 cents. S84 is starting at 25 cents. Oh, Suzette's bringing 20 more. Oh my God, we could, I think maybe, I'm super excited. We've got a chance. Okay, S149 is a beautiful, I did not see any spots on it. A beautiful hand done, embroidered. I almost kept it because it's so cute. But it's got the edging on it all the way around, and then it's got the beautiful handwork. You can tell it's handmade because like me, she's got the knots on the back. So S149 is $6. The auction is starting at $6. S149. And I'm going to tell you, Jennifer Evans brought in a quilt today. And she cut up all of the embroidered napkins, pillowcases, tablecloths. She cut them up and put them into a quilt, which is absolutely amazing. So if you have your family's heirlooms, it would be much better. But if not, I think it's fun to rescue all of these. So S149, the auction is starting at $6, which is like the deal of the century. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? So at Mary Lou is at 25 cents for the dancing apple. The banana is literally doing the splits. Can you see the banana doing the splits? And then the apple here is just dancing. And then S149 is for the beautifully done embroidered tablecloth. Here I have 2 yards S20, S20. We have 2 yards of this beautiful fabric. It is from Benartex. It does not say who the designer is, but it's Benartex fabric. So it is the full width of the fabric. S20, the auction is starting at $20. That's $10 a yard. It is beautiful. It actually is a little bit more than 2 yards. I just left, so it had been used for fussy cutting and fusible. I just left that on there so that you have the extra pieces in case you need them. But you have 2 yards of not used. So it's 2+ yards. S20 is starting at $20. But it'd be great, like if you're doing some oceany stuff. This kind of reminds me like of seaweed and coral. It'd be great in like the Laura Heine seahorse. But it doesn't necessarily have to be under the water. It could just be florally. So S20 is starting at $20, and there is 2 yards of it. S20 at $20. There is 2 yards of it. And then let's see here. I got to be careful so I don't get stuff into the extender that I need to. Oh gosh, you guys aren't really bidding today. Mary Lou for 25 cents. And S149 is at $6. S20 is at $20. And then I have a bag of yarn. So, I mean, just this vintage bag is worth $1. Keep your projects separate. It kind of reminds me, my grandma was a hairdresser. Kind of remember, do you guys remember when they used to put this over your head and then let all those dyes creep into your head with those big fat pins? That's what it reminds me of. But it's a project bag now. So let's see. Oh, we didn't put a tag on it. Let me find a tag for our very official sale here. S86 is starting at, let's do 50 cents. S86 is starting at 50 cents for all of these yarns. And here's there's a started project. It's like yarn rickrack. Yarn rickrack right there. So you've got some project there already in the making. S86 is starting at 50 cents. Hey, Joe, welcome. S86 is starting at 50 cents if you need some yarn for your stash. 50 cents for all this yarn. And I know Mary Lou, I think she must be buying it and then reselling it on Marketplace or something. S86 is at 50 cents. S20, we're going to give this beautiful piece of fabric. Oh, Leslie Sally's at 25. So we're at 25 for the fabric. S149 is at $7. S149 is at $7. S20 is at $25. S86 is at 50 cents. And here is a great little, I think they call this needle point or crewel or something. Somebody put a lot of work into this, but it is kind of dirty. So I think it needs a bath. I'm not sure how you bathe it. I'm not sure if you open it up at this seam here. This is where it's hand stitched, but I would open it up. I would probably cut it into something else. I don't know. Or I would cut around the handwork and then applique it onto another piece of fabric just because it is kind of filthy. Okay. So beautiful handwork, but it needs a good cleaning. S1021 is starting at $3. S1021 is starting at $3. S1021. The table runner is at $7. The fabric is at $25. I'm going to close them up so that I can bring more, more fabric or more stuff. Here is another needlepoint. I guess this, I've never seen this, but I guess this was popular to do your needlework on. S154 is $3. 154 is $3. You could even cut it out and then put it into a quilt. There's a lot of fun things you could do with this. Very vintage and retro-y looking. S154 is starting at $3 for the auction. Okay, S20 is going to Leslie Sally for $25. S149. I cannot believe nobody else bid against you, Peggy. $7 is the deal of the century. I almost think for $7 I should have kept it, but I just can't keep it all. And then S1021, no takers, 50 cents for the yarn is going to Mary Lou. And gosh, the project bag alone was worth 50 cents. Okay, so let me see. Let me put this in here because my tape didn't hold. Okay, how much more time do we have, Devin? Oh, here's a fun one. Although you guys aren't really good bidders today, so I don't know if I want to. I'm not gonna auction these today. I'm gonna save these for Wednesday. Okay. I tried to get Devin to put these into his collection, but he was not having it. But who does not need? Look at somebody spent a lot of time. They button up in the back. So we'll have these as an auction on. Oh well, we'll do it now. Although I don't think nobody's bidding on the pillows. S131, the auction is starting at $5. In case you might need a white elephant gift for Christmas, any of these pillows would be good for that. Look at them. It's a matching set. I'm sure from somebody's vacation, somebody bought these on vacation. S131 is starting at $5 for the set for both of them. That's $2.50. I'm pretty sure your creative minds can find something fun to do with these. S131. Oh gosh, no takers. I might have to bring it back another day. Okay, let's see. Here is some regular fabrics. Let's see, what do we have here? We have 1 3/4 yard, S102. So you got a half a yard of that, a half a yard of that, a yard of that. So 1 3/4 yards, S102. The auction is starting at $15. But I saw something that had escaped over here. So I'm just going to throw this into that. So that's from Heather Bailey's fabric collection. This here was from my #1 line of fabric when we first started selling fabric when the kids were real little. This was, I reordered this fabric line 13 times, which is unheard of in the industry. You're lucky if you can sell one bolt of everything in a collection. And this bolt, that's kind of what got us started, was these fabrics. The main print's missing, but these were the go with it fabrics. But it literally was the best seller of all time. If only we could find that again, we would be rich. Okay, wait. Sharon Weber wants something. S102 is at $15. 131. Okay, Sharon, you get the people. Sharon for $5. Sharon. All right, you got it. Okay, so I would look at Devin's watch, except for his watch doesn't actually work. It's for looks. But what time is it, Devin?
4:54.
4:50. Oh, we got 6 more minutes. Okay, should we do some more auctions? Evelyn, I did too many demos today already. I can't do another demo because one, I have nothing ready. Oh, I know what you guys would like. So if you want to get some stuff ready for Christmas, homemade gifts. So I personally don't believe in going into debt for Christmas or holidays at all, or for anything really. Just ask Devin. I don't know how many times he tells me how he never got birthday gifts, he's never got Christmas gifts, he's never got anything. But I will tell you that one year when they were like 12, they asked for like the most ridiculous, they like wanted like MacBooks or something, like, $1,500 MacBooks. And I said, that's not what Christmas is about. Christmas is
Oh,
about like
really?
the oranges in your stocking.
Really?
Okay.
Really? Gracie didn't get one?
Well, Gracie might have gotten one. But we were we could afford it when I gave it to her. When the kids were asking for it in elementary school, I couldn't afford to buy them MacBooks. Okay. Um, so I told them, you guys have to ask for stuff more reasonable. I can't afford that. And so then they just got mad and didn't ask for anything. So then they didn't get anything. So there were a couple Christmases where they really didn't get much because they asked for like the unreasonable. Um, so I thought it'd be a good lesson for them, but they do kind of hold that over my head. So this here is a casserole carrier. Do you remember how much these were, Devin?
Off the top of my head, no.
Um, okay, well we're gonna sell these for $10. So if you need to get on your Christmas making projects, now is the time. We have some of these casserole holders. They're Lori Holt's fabric, so super cute. And it makes pot holders and so super cute. Look at how cute this pot holder is here. So you've got pot holders, and then you've got micro mitts. So it's like a whole collection. You got micro mitts, and then you have panhandle holders, and then you have a casserole dish here. So super cute, fun projects. We do have this. They were, when they were cut, they didn't open them up and cut them right. So on this one pot holder, you can see here how it cut into that circle. But honestly, you're really not going to notice it. You could put the, no, you can't. I was going to say you could put the I would just cut it all inside the line so it equally is, you won't even notice it. But you could do some embroidery, you could do some thread painting, you really could do some fun things with it. So you've got um, hot pads, panhandles, micro mitts, and a casserole carrier. So the directions are not printed on here, it doesn't look like. So you have to go to, hang on a second, let me read it because we never really got to this project. It's on my to-do list, but we've almost sold out of the panels. So here you can download Lori's free cookbook kitchen panel instructional PDF at Riley Blake Designs. So it is from Riley Blake, and you can download the free cookbook kitchen panel instructions PDF at Riley Blake Designs. I think it goes together super quick, but you've got pot holders. It's like if you have somebody getting married, this would be a great gift. Go get them a Pyrex dish that fits in it. Um, some people still do potlucks, I'm not sure who, but I hear some people do. So this panel is S87 for $10. S87 for $10. So that's a super good price point. S87 for $10. A whole project you can get done for a wedding gift or a housewarming gift or a Christmas gift. Okay. That's a good one for you. And then the elephant that was on the wall behind me. So here is a already finished. I don't know what he's filming. Here's an already finished elephant. So if you want a piece of artwork and you collect elephants, this is a great one. I'm going to take it over there so you guys can see it up close and personal. We will auction this off on Wednesday. So look at the free motion quilting of the vines and trees. And this is one some of you who want to do art quilts might already have in your stash. So that's the quilting. That is the elephant. And then I'll step back a little bit so you can see the whole kit and caboodle. So we're going to auction that off on Wednesday. And then we have a whole pile of finished quilts here. Some of them are placemats, like this is a placemat. I'm not sure why, but only 3 placemats are in the set. And a lot of the sets, there's 3 of them. This one is a good table topper. So we're going to be auctioning these off in the next little bit. Here's a cute little like McKenna Ryan art quilt that's already done. We're going to be auctioning off. So just to give you an idea of what's coming up, I almost kept the jellyfish for me just because I think they're so magical and mystical, but I can only keep so much. And at the moment, Devin said the other day, Mom, oh, Terracotta says potlucks are still big in central Pennsylvania. Well, I think probably I just don't hang out with the right people. Nobody ever invites me to a potluck. But I probably wouldn't bring a casserole anyways because I'm not home to cook it. So I probably would stop by Kentucky Fried Chicken and pick up a box of chicken legs or something. But anyway, so Devin says, I'm upstairs long arming, and Devin says, he climbs up the stairs, and like every time he climbs up the stairs, it's like a herd of elk. You can hear him coming. And he says, I am really not looking forward to having to clean this all out. Like what? He thinks I'm going to die tomorrow? He's ridiculous. Okay, we've got some, oh, is it time? Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 labels here. Cute little Lori, Janet Wicker Fresh labels. I'm just going to scroll real quick, pick 6 names, throw them in your basket. If you don't want a label, let me know. Oh my gosh, Victor says Quilt Show Reno is now at 224 purses. Okay, I'm just going to pick. I have Sharon Weber. I have Carolyn Gavernich, Carolyn G. I have Stephanie I. I have Terry Evangelo. Oh, Terry and Sharon are sisters. Okay, I need 2 more. I have Sherry Saul. And I have Sherry won again. Okay, and Linda Meyer. Okay, I'm gonna put those labels into your into your baskets. They're super cute. If you need labels, we do have the panel. And I have to go. You're welcome. I have to go get the Zoom ready for our 5:30 class. Nothing like teaching for 12 hours in one day. All right, we will see you guys on Wednesday. Be sure to tune in. Virginia Robertson will be doing like a mini trunk show in the beginning, and then who knows what we'll do afterwards because we don't even know yet. All right, go get some sewing done. If you need anything, let